Online Racing is sponsored by Elgato, who created this lovely Stream Deck. For more information about the Stream Deck, the link is in the description below.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good and once again warm evening to you all, and welcome to the Spanish Grand Prix, the second round of the second tier in Apex Online Racing. As said in the chat before, the AM currently has the championship lead as he has won the last race in Bahrain after a dominant display of epic driving there. Only 2 DNFs there, 14 drivers last time. This time we'll have 19 drivers on this awesome track, where we'll have 2 DRS sections, 2 straights, the back straight and obviously the main straight, where the most overtakes will happen on this track, which is known for having very few overtaking opportunities. Nonetheless, I do expect some exciting racing, as this is a familiar track for many of the drivers, especially for the real-life drivers, as this is the place where most pre-season testing takes place. Anyway, let's have a little look at the current championship standings. The AM, as said, is leading the championship, followed by his teammate Taisu. So that means Alpine is currently having a lead in the team standings. 14 drivers finished last time. There's a lot of new faces tonight. So here is the team championship then. Alpine, as said, leading, followed by Haas, Aston Martin, Williams, Alfa Romeo, Red Bull, McLaren, Ferrari and Alfa Tauri. Mercedes has not yet placed itself on the board, as no Mercedes driver has been seen last season. However, we do have Mercedes drivers this time round. Let's have a little look here, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the game. A few drivers are already on their outlap, and as you can see, that does include both Alpine drivers. Of course, now that is going to be interesting. Who will grab pole position tonight? 19 drivers on the grid this time, so potentially a lot more action to be expected here. And let's see who will be the best. Let's have a little look then at the current championship leader, who is currently on his outlap, heating up his tires. Speaking of tires, let's have a little look at what tires are under which car. But before I tell you more about that, let's have a little look at who is new on this track here. Well, technically they are already in the tier, of course, but they are now driving for the first time in their tier. That would be Rocky Ooze and Matty, both Aston Martin tonight. We have Nevo here in his Haas. We have Persegili and Zane Fast in both Mercedes cars. They are finally both out on track. We have Petsy in the other McLaren, alongside Strusiak, who did race last time. And let's have a little look if I'm not skipping anybody here. No, I believe I've already mentioned all the new faces of tonight. So then, 5 people now currently on their hot lap, including, as you can see here, the championship leader. Let's see how he will do. Can he show another dominant display? Because as we all know, this track is quite different from Bahrain, and B-Bix has already set the fastest time. He's definitely out for improvement here tonight, as Daigoro goes even faster in a 15.7. B-Bix then crashed last race, was the first DNF of the season. And of course he'll be looking to have a bit of, well, revenge would be the wrong word. But hopefully he can actually make some points tonight. More people then starting their hot lap as Taisu now crosses the line in a 15.8, currently second fastest on, impressively, the medium tire. Now then, the AM coming round the final corner, turn 16. heading for the finish line, and it's a fastest lap. 15.485 as his first banker lap of the night. There he goes then, fastest overall currently. Of course, many more drivers having to set a time yet. And impressively, Taizu, his teammate, only 4/10 off with a harder compound of tires. So that might be very interesting. Rocky Ooze then. We haven't seen him before, and he's now setting a time of a 16.2, currently 5th on the grid. But then again, 14 drivers have yet to set their time. Daigoro heading back into the pit lane, and Gilmo, who was very unlucky last time round, is currently setting a time of 23.1, so definitely backed out of that lap. As his teammate, I think, has now started his hot lap as well. Yes, here Revitalize, who was the other DNF of last race, also looking to recover here and grab some points. Thank you, Matrix. Yeah, it's indeed sad we will not see you here tonight. But yeah, hopefully your teammate Rocky can get some good points for the team. Which of course means Matty is there, the reserve driver, then being put in Matrix's car. Strisiek setting an interesting time of a 15.5, which is also relatively quick. Let's see who else is coming around the final corner. It's Persegili going for his hot lap, followed behind by one of the Aston Martins. The Aston Martin of Rocky Ooze has gone into the pit lane, currently still in 7th place, as his reserve driver teammate has just started his hot lap. Matty 29, of course refer to him as Matty. It's a lot easier. Not a big fan of all the numbers behind the names. And out comes the Gaffa in his Haas on the medium tires as well. Now, interestingly, pretty much everybody else has decided to go on a set of soft tires, as his teammate has made a big spin on the main straight on his hot lap. So that's not a great start for Nevo on his first race of the season then. A 28.4, obviously not what he wants. Gilmo has improved to a 16.3, only 7/100ths away from his teammate in P8. But so far, nobody has been able to beat the... Oh, well, while I say that, the Potato actually goes fastest with a 15.223. Fastest overall. I might just pass on that message to Matty Matrix. I'll tell him not to pee in your seat. Let's hope he will not do that. Let's actually hope it will not be necessary. I mean, of course, it's only 45 minutes and there's plenty of time to go to the toilet beforehand or afterwards. Anyway. The Finnish driver here, Persegili, I hope I do pronounce his name correctly. Going slowly through turn 3 there. Well, there's several drivers moving out of the way of others. Here then, iBlue and P4 currently trying to go even faster, only 2/10 away from pole position. So what's the improvement here then? No, 1.7 seconds slower, definitely not an improvement there. Not going to happen tonight. Well, at least not on this ride. Vegas. I've decided to call him just Vegas because I couldn't resist calling... Oh! I completely jinxed his lap by just saying his name. How did I do that? That is Vegas spun around in turn 2. That's his lap pretty much done for, and maybe his set of tires as well. Quite unfortunate. As we saw Daigoro pass, he's currently on his hot lap 63 milliseconds faster than previously. As Bibix now goes fastest with an epic 14.9. The first driver to go in the 1 minute 14s. Now, the other drivers will definitely have the difficult task in topping that lap. Let's see how that will go, as he's definitely slowing down a lot there to let plenty of other drivers past. Let us see now how other drivers are doing. Bibix just has set his fastest lap. The Gaffa just out of the pit lane. Pedzi definitely going for a fast lap there. And let's see here, Taisu improved to a 15.0 there. Well done to him. His teammate is now on a hot lap. The previous pole sitter moved down to P6. Will have to improve by more than half a second if he wishes to stand a chance. And now fastest in the first sector, 62 milliseconds down on his previous time. But still a lot of improvement needed there. Getting a bit of tow there from his teammate, I believe. So that might be a smart tactic from the Alpine team, wishing to maintain their lead at the top of the Constructors' Championship, of course. Heading on the back straight. Getting the tow from his teammate for as long as possible. I think Tyson's going to move out of the way as late as possible here. And he is. No purple second sector there for the AM. As he's now fallen down to the 7th position on the grid. Heading into the final chicane, then onwards to turn 16, the final corner of this track. Now let's see, will he have enough in this car to improve by about half a second? No, it's only enough to improve to P5 with a 15.2. Definitely a lot more speed needed there. Zane Fast, currently P3, heading into the pit lane. I wish there were name tags on the minimap. That would make it a lot easier for me to follow who's where. As we're currently following Revitalize on his outlap. With his 16.3 only in P16 at the moment. Not fast enough by a long shot. Missing about 1.2 seconds. Let's see how far he can improve then on the new lap with a new set of tires, as we had experienced a little bit of lag over there. Let's hope that will not continue to plague the stream here. Nevo now going across the line, starting his hot lap as Revitalize gets past Matty. Let's have a little look then. Nevo actually, who is now still on the medium tires, wishing to improve on that lap. Because it's only a 28.4, definitely not a fast lap, of course. Nevo then, good friends with Daigoro, not in the same team. But driving with the same engine nonetheless. Very much on the limits on that difficult part of the track there. That's where most penalties are being given and being handed out. Let's see then if Nevo can improve on his time. I think he went slow in the last sector because he's only 2/10 down. I mean up on his previous time apparently. As Roundy comes, while Revitalize is going to improve. No, he isn't. Nevo then, what can he do on his medium tires? He's the only one on the medium tires at the moment, improving to a P17 only. 15.9, definitely not what he wants, but what can you do about it? As Bibix, the current pole sitter at this track, is now starting his new hot lap, as there's only 5.5 minutes left in this session. Ahead of him, iBlue, who's got an invalidated lap, but clearly not giving his teammate the tow at the moment. He might just go slow down a little bit and do just that to get his teammate in a stronger position there. As I said, Bibix looking for some sort of redemption on this track today. No, teammate moving out of the way there, no tow from him. But then again, I'm not entirely sure if a tow works on this track. And invalidated. Oh dear, Bibix having to abort his lap here. No improvement for him at this time, as Taisu is chasing that time right now on a hot lap, going very fast, and invalidated his lap as well. Bibix has now left the session. Might be an issue there. Let's hope he can return safely to pit lane, although I believe he's already in the pit lane. Yes, he is. iBlue is the Alpha Tauri behind him at the moment. The AM fallen back to P7 once again, so what will iBlue do? Will he try it again? He is not going to try again. I think most people are now going to wait. Persegili then, coming around the final corner, trying to improve his lap with a 15.3, improving to a Fastest lap at 14.7. That's nearly 6/10 faster than his previous lap. Now that is what you call an improvement. Now he is the new provisional pole sitter. Well done to him. Now that is a lap to show yourself. Now this is how you say, here I am, and I am here to fight at the front. Strong, great job from him. BBX thankfully rejoined. Now sitting in P2, still the front row, but I'm over 2/10 down on the fastest time on this track at the moment. Vegas has set a time after his spin. He's currently charging his systems. Has aborted his lap pretty much, unless of course he has already set a time. In which case I missed it, for which I do apologize. Let's see here. Nevo going in, probably going to switch to a set of soft tires, as the mediums can only bring him to P12 at the moment, which is of course not enough. Petsy, PC, I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce it. I think it's Petsy. I hope. Deary, deary me. He is having to pray that all of these cars swarming out of the pit lane will move out of the way in time there, because holy crap, it's getting busy on the track now. Petsy then, currently 7/100ths down, and man, he's gotta have to fight himself through a maze of slow cars trying to get themselves ready for a hot lap here. Now that's interesting. Very, very interesting. What can he do then? In the second sector, he'll need to improve by more than a second if he wishes to go for pole position. I honestly don't see that happening, although you never know. You never really know. Let's see what improves here. 5 milliseconds. Now, that's definitely not going to be enough. In the final sector then, Petsy going through the chicane. And what can he do to improve? He'll need a mighty final sector here, a mighty exit onto the main straight. DRS on. And P14, a 15.6. Pretty much everybody else then on a out lap. BBX then getting himself ready. Taisu also in for potential pole position still here, as VAM is now trying to set a fastest lap. Purple first sector, 78 milliseconds faster than his previous time. Now here might be a promising thing. Thing is though, last time he also was fastest in the first sector, but only P7 previously, now even in P8. What can VAM do, as now BBX is trying to chase down and has invalidated his lap? Now that is definitely pole position over and out for him. Big shame, unless of course he can drive his car like a madman back to the finish line and hopefully get another hot lap in, although I really don't see that happening, as he'll be swarmed by many cars behind. It's rush hour here at Barcelona at the moment. It's incredibly busy. Taisu still in his outlap. VAM across the line. P2 missing out on pole position by 0.2 of a second pretty much. So, will he be satisfied? I think he will be. Because last time he also did start from pole position and still won the race. He was P3 last time overall after qualifying. So that might be a promising thing then. Now his teammate is getting the toe. No, he's not getting the toe, but still giving chase to that pole position. Taisu in the Alpine car. Can he do it? Can he claim a pole position here for Alpine? And what about Guillemot? He's currently in P17. Can he improve that much? A lot of cars now crossing the line, across the line then. No improvement there for the Alfa Romeo. Zane fast. Currently already finished the race. Persigili did not improve on his time. Thing is though, is BBX on a new hot lap? I think he is. Looks like he actually is on a new hot lap. But Taisu will be the first to cross the line. He had a purple middle sector there, almost 0.2 faster. Can he improve? Can he go to pole position? This will be important for him and the team. Round the final corner he comes. DRS on. And it's the fastest lap. Nearly 0.2 improved again from the previous pole position. Now, Taisu in provisional pole position there. Thing is though, is anyone else able to beat it? Is BBix going to be able to? No, he's invalidated again! Pushed too hard, twice in a row. And that's his pole position ambition over. Now, P4 heading into the pit lane. That's it. That is it. Let's see then here. Ooh, that's some interesting route to take there for Nevo, probably trying to move out of the way of one of the Alfa Romeos, although both of them have already finished their laps. So this is pretty much it. This is all. That's all, folks. Cue the outro. Well, not really. Taisu then, pole position. Persegili, P2, VAM in 3rd place. Just beating out BBix in P4. iBlue in 5th place. So definitely a strong position there for AlphaTauri as well. Alpine looking pretty good. Mercedes looking good in 2nd and 6th position. Strusiak in P7. Potato in P8. Matti 9th. Daigoro in P10. Vegas in 11th. Nevo in 12th. Rocky Ooze P13. Johan in 14th only. Petsy in 15th, Sky Kartoffel in P16, Guillemot only 17th, he'll be definitely disappointed. P18 for the Gaffa, and in last place we find Revitalize, who is actually more than 2/10 down in P18. How will he feel? So then, once again, here is your official results. No grid penalties here around this time, as Taisu is very happy with his pole position. Look at that epic pose. Let's have a little look here about any incidents. Were there any interesting incidents? Yeah, plenty of invalidated lap times here. This one kind of hurts for Revitalize there, as you get your lap invalidated near the end of the track. Near the end of the lap, actually. You'll have that painful message there. Same goes for BBix. And of course, no pit stops, because that would be weird. Nobody starting then on the medium tire. Nevo tried to do it on the medium tire. He only came to P12. And if you're starting outside the top 10, of course, you'll have a free choice of tires. Now, interestingly, what will they do in terms of strategy? There were a few guys in the last race who tried a bold strategy from soft to mediums. Now, this track, that will definitely not work, I think. Although, to be fair, I have seen it happening. Might it be possible to stretch the softs that long? I've seen it happen in another league where I raced in myself, where somebody actually got lucky as well when still driving on the softs when a safety car came. Then he went on to the mediums and finished the race. So it can be done, although tire management is going to be very important. So, what will happen today? Looks like a bit of a cloudy start to the session here. A little bit of mist. There might be rain. Of course, I can't see the weather predictions. First and foremost, of course, more importantly, the formation lap. Who will lead into turn 1? That's the big question. Here they come. In formation, of course, trying to heat their tires. It looks like it's going to be a fairly cold afternoon here in Barcelona, which is unique for Spain, especially when it's the summer. Here's that two-stop strategy that I was talking about. But it can be done, I think, a one-stop on the soft tires. Let's see. Of course, here everybody pretty much starting on the medium, but I believe I see a few guys starting on... No. Yes, there is somebody starting on the hard tire. It's the Gaffa. The only driver bold enough to start on the hard set of tires. And my eyes do deceive me when I say that I thought I saw the other Haas. Yes, definitely on the mediums there. I thought they were hards. But only one driver trying to get it done. Trying to get this strategy to work. let's see how they will do in terms of strategy, in terms of penalties, of course, because penalties are easily given on this track, especially in the second sector, where there's that lasty left and then immediately the right-hander, where the track is quite narrow and the track limits are exceptionally tight. The top 10 then, starting on the soft tires, the sub-top 10 starting on the mediums, with the exception of Gaffa. P18 on the hard tires. I mean, he doesn't really have a lot to lose, so I guess it's only fair that he's going to try. So then, 3 teams in the first 3 rows. Will they help one another out? Will they race? Let's see what will happen. The grid is forming, the final few cars are slotting into their grid positions, and soon the red lights will turn on. Here we go then on August 22nd, the Spanish Grand Prix is about to start. 5 lights on, 2 lights if you're in the back, and it's go, go, go. We are off. Taisu then still leading, although Persichilli's got a reasonable start. No, he's slotting in behind the Alpine, as the other Alpine still slots in P3, although Zane looks like to have a very, very nice start here, overtaking one of the Alpha Tauris already, heading into P5. Is there any accidents happening? No, everybody's gone through the safe first corner safely there, so well done to them. Zane Vos then, the first driver to move up a position here in the top 5, now heading into the 5th position, now chasing down the other Alpha Tauri into P4. There he goes then, a very good start for him. I'm pretty sure he'll be happy, as there's plenty of things going on here in the back. Lots of side-by-side racing in the midfield. Look at this here! Johan trying to make up positions here, having a big fight here with Matty. This place is dangerous to fight in, but he manages to keep his car on the track. Johan, the tier 3 champion of last season, having it a bit more difficult here. Of course, the second tier is a lot faster. And then they go into the next corner. And once again, a lot of side-by-side racing. Vegas trying to make a move here on Petsy, or maybe the other way around, as Petsy now moves into 15th place. And there's a spin. Johan has spun. Once again being jinxed there. And that's him, for now, out of contention. Unless, of course, there'll be a safety car soon. There they go then, all around the final corner. Almost all of them safely, with the exception of Johan, who is spun after having a bit of a kerfuffle there with the other drivers. Potato now under threat for Matty here, or maybe the other way around. It's always a bit difficult to follow. Speaking of that, let's actually have a position change thingy here, as once again the standings mess up in lap 2. I'm not entirely sure why that happens. The game is just being glitchy once again. So if you see the standings here and are a bit confused why P1 is pitting in the lead, well, that's why there's a bit of a glitch going on. Of course, it's Taisu still leading, Persichilli in 2nd place. Potato then should be in P10, being hunted by Matty then, hounded pretty much, as Matty is trying to get past here. No success for him just yet. Although DRS, of course, will be enabled soon, as the front of the pack is now starting to pull away from the rest of the group. Persichilli chasing down the leader. He's still keeping up nicely. Let's see how much ERS he's got left. They both still got a lot, although Persichilli has got a bit more there. He's now setting the fastest lap of the race, chasing down the race leader. The rest then, a large train behind the AM in 3rd place, all the way down to P11. Then a small gap to P12, all the way to 2nd to last place. And then Johan far, far behind, in a galaxy far, far away, more or less. Now that DRS is active, we might see some more overtaking coming up. But there is some very tight racing here going on in the midfield. This big train here, it almost looks like they're being held up here by VAM, and many attacks might follow soon-ish. Who knows? Let's find out. Here come the first DRSs then. BBix will have that DRS. Some defending going on here, all moving to the other side of the track. But no overtakes on this part, which is extremely difficult to do here, of course. The Looks like Daigoro, Nivo, Gilmove all have had a pretty good starts. All moved up 3 or more positions. Now then, can Persegili place a proper attack? He's only less than half a second away from the race leader. No ERS yet. I think he's waiting for the proper moment to overtake. Trying to get a bit closer. It's not enough yet. Taisu has burned through his ERS already pretty much, as Persegili's got more than double that. I'm seeing an overtake coming up here in P14 and P15 there, fighting Vegas and Petsy for 14th place. Vegas for the time being staying ahead. I'll be trying to give you as many fights into view as possible. Of course, that's always a challenge, considering there might be a lot happening on track. But as of this moment, it's settled down a little bit in lap 4 here out of 33. Race leaders, P1 and P2, moving away from the rest of the pack as VAM is starting to get under serious pressure here from BBix, who had the pole position until it was taken away from him. And now sitting in P4 still, Zane Fast is now approaching BBix as well. Now this might be an interesting fight coming up very soon here. Who will be in the ability to have a place to overtake? Then Revitalize, I see, has spun as well. So he's, well, still in 18th place, but a bit further away now from the rest of the group, unfortunately. Persegili setting the fastest lap. He's going for a move there. No, it's not safe. It's a bit too far away. How is the rest doing, though? A train getting stacked up behind the AM. I see some fighting going on here as Potato is defending from Nivo, who's now in 10th position, trying to get the move on. And these soft tires are now past their best point, and the medium tires are now definitely coming to life for sure. So then, Potato having a bit of a problem here as Nivo is hounding all over him. Matty behind them as well, not too far behind. Let's see what they can do. Of course, this place is going to be a difficult place to overtake, and look at this. Persegili not relegating any pressure of the race leader, trying to go and have a little look everywhere he can. Got loads of ERS, and I think this will be the time where he will try and move. Unless, of course, he gets too far away in this corner. Half a second should be enough. Let's see what happens here. Yes, ERS is on, but the ERS from the race leader is on as well. DRS here from 2nd place. Persegili, is he going to go for a move? Side by side. This is for the lead, and he's past. He is past. That was a long time coming, and past goes BBix as well. Past the AM, but they're still racing side by side, nearly contact with each other there. BB's getting nearly pushed off the track, trying to go on the inside this time. As he's going, oh, the AM is defending really well here. Taisu moved down to 2nd place, but he's not giving up yet, it seems, from the map. But this is a fight to behold, ladies and gentlemen. BBix fighting for that last podium position here with the AM. Oh, the AM has had to go outside the track limits a little bit there. Zane Fast has now come into that fight as well. Oh dear, that's an interesting scene that happened just there. It's almost like the Mercedes went under the AlphaTauri there. Now Zane Fast going for a move on this part of the track. Now that is quite daring, but it's not working just yet. iBlue then also moving in the place to attack there. Coming back onto the main straight. VAM already heading into the pit lane for the first pit stop of the race. The first official pit stop, that is. Trusiak also doing the same thing. Going in for a set of new tires. Probably mediums then, given the fact that they're stopping this early. So how will the rest of the group do then? VAM might just do the undercut, as he's now fallen down to 15th place due to that pit stop. Might just go down to 16th as Revitalize will now pass. Daigoro has also made a pit stop, I think, because he's currently in 18th place. It's hard to keep track as usual. Now this is a group of 3 fighting for 3rd position. Taisu desperately trying to keep up with the race leader, but it seems it's not working out yet. He's no longer got DRS, as he's outside of that 1 second range. Bibix now in third, Zane in fourth, iBlue in P5 at the moment. Nevo already in P6. Made up 6 places since race start. Of course, a few people ahead of him have already made their pit stop, but what will the rest do? Especially this group, now that AM has moved out of their group. Is any one of them going into the pit lane? It's definitely not the person in third position, nor is it guy in P4, nor in P5. These 3 are still racing. However, the race leader, both him and Taisu, now in the pit lane, getting a set of hard tires under their cars. Interesting. That means now Bibix is leading the race on this group of 3. Exciting racing going on here. Let's have a quick look at what tires. Yeah, the AM is also on a set of hard tires, so I think they will try to finish the race as well. Taisu then, just ahead of the AM at the moment. But this is interesting. Revitalize once again, retiring from the race. No longer up for it. And that's 3 seconds there for Bibix. Third time, it's a charm. In the opposite way, that is, of course. As he's now exceeded track limits 3 times in a row. And that's a 3-second penalty for him then. When will they pit? Because both Alpines already have done so. Let's see what will happen. And of course the race leader in as well, now sitting in P13. Are they going in? No, Bibix not going in. Zane Fast then going in for his pit stop. Let's see where he'll come out now. Last time round he was chasing the AM. Likely that will still be the case. A quick pit stop there from him. The theoretical race leader coming around the final corner. You can just see him in the back there. More importantly, the AM is right here and still ahead of Zane, who's now also behind Daigoro. Oh dear. No, he's not behind Daigoro. That's side by side, and Daigoro spun Zane. Now that, I think, was contact there from Daigoro with Zane. We just caught that on camera. And Zane's chase for the podium places is now done. I'm pretty sure he's not impressed with that move from Daigoro, who desperately wanted to get ahead. As I see another yellow flag in the second sector, not entirely sure why, as I didn't see anyone spinning there. Daigoro then managed to stay ahead of Zane Fast, but I don't think that's the way he wanted it to be. Now, what will the race leaders do? When will they come in? Will they communicate on when they will make their pit stop? Of course, the first driver has the preference, but still, they are staying out. Will they go for that bold, soft, medium strategy then? Matty's coming in the soft tires. Was in P4, now falling down the order, of course. Nevo on his 9-lap old mediums, still going strong, now in third position, chasing down the Alpha Tauris in the lead. Matty's pit stop is done then. Let's see here. Taisu was getting closer to Bersigiri this time. It looks like he's feeling more comfortable on the hard tires now. His ERS is looking pretty much exactly the same as Bersigiri, so no advantage there for the time being, and he is creeping ever closer for that technical lead of the race. The longer Bibix and iBlue wait, the further they'll fall behind. However, they'll have fresher tires soon. It really depends on how long they want to stretch that stint of soft tires. Taisu now, once again, in DRS range, chasing down Perseguiri for 10th position. Now then, P1 and P2 still staying out. Nevo slowly closing that gap on his medium tires, currently sitting in third place. Potato now pitting then on his soft tires. That means only 2 drivers on soft tires remain out on track. These guys just keep moving. Looks like we've got a fight coming up here. Yes, it's Daigora going side by side with Rocky Ooze, who's got older tires than he does. Now past, it looks like it was a pretty easy move there. Taisu then, still very close behind Persigili. Anything is still possible for him tonight. As Vega's now got a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits too many times. DRS once again, he's keeping close to him, waiting for that perfect opportunity to strike. However, Persigidi, of course... Oh dear, it looks like Zane Vast's afternoon is gonna get even worse as he's spun again. And now, B-Bix, the race leader, in for his first pit stop. What tire will he switch to? I think it's still going to be the hard tire, of course. Otherwise, it would be quite insane. There he goes. Switching to the mediums. No, it's a medium tire then. Will he finish the race on that compound? Persigidi and Taisu already moved past. The AM has moved past. Daigoro has moved past. Many more drivers will be coming out there then. Rocky Ooze passed as well. Strusiek will not be able to pass then. As now, BB's got a mighty job here. Will he finish the race on this compound as we've got a... Oh, it's Rocky Ooze. Rocky's retired from the session and that's the first safety car of the season. Now, I think a few players here will be very angry. And some will be extremely happy. Now, the guy that will be angry is B-Bix, of course, as he's just pitted. Oh, I shouldn't laugh, but that is just... Oh, dear. That is the worst amount of luck for a driver possible. B-Bix pitting just before the safety car comes out. And iBlue cannot believe his luck. He's extended his stint just far enough that he can now pit... Oh, pretty much safely. I would be surprised if he stayed out here. And in he comes. Of course, Nevo will be coming in, and pretty much the rest behind him. Gilmove now in third position. There's Skykartoffel coming in as well. The Gaffa, though, of course, he started on those hard tires, is still on the track. He will pit later on, of course. And therefore, he'll now be leading the race. Now, this is shaking up the order, definitely. Persigili and Taisu, though, are able to move ahead of the field, as is VAM now in... Oh, he's not able to overtake iBlue. He'll not be happy with that one. His undercut has been for nothing in terms of this car. That's unfortunate. So then, a sort of race reset here. The order has been shaken up for real. The Gaffa is now leading the race, but his tires are much older than the rest of the field. Persigili pretty much back at the front. Taisu close behind. iBlue now in fourth place. What will happen? Johan has also, of course, seen that opportunity he needed. He's now moved on the hard tires and is able to catch up back to the field and get another shot at points. Almost everybody's pitted. Zane, of course, hasn't. He can finish the race on the set he already has. Now in P14, though. Oh, that's not great. That's definitely not great. So no daring strategies today because of that safety car. We had no safety car last race. And therefore some people were able to try some interesting strategies. Revitalize and Rocky Ooze now out of the race. That means definitely no points for Aston Martin as Matty is a reserve driver. He's currently sitting in P9. And here he is then, the current race leader. Of course, he's the only one who has still got to pit. So he might want to extend his stint as long as he can in order for the field to stretch out a little bit and then pit. to lose as little positions as possible, but here he is, leading that race. Did he expect that? I wonder. Johan is nearly caught up to the field, and that means both Ferraris are at the tail end of this group. Which is not what I want, I'm quite sure. The big question, of course, remains: how long can Gaffa keep these two fast guys behind? And of course, the Eye Blue is now in a very strong position on his new set of medium tires. Sounds like I have a bit of sound issues here, though. The sound is cracking a little bit. I hope that's not too much of an issue for the stream. Speaking of the stream, I might have to... Sorry, the screen will go black for a second here. Don't worry, we'll still be back in time for the race restart. I've cleared up a bit memory here. What's going on here? We've missed something. No, we haven't. Okay. The Gaffa was probably going too slow. Here he comes then. Slowing down the field. The safety car is now in. No, he's definitely not slowing down the field. He's already going for it as the safety car is still making his way in the pit lane there. But a strong start there from Perseguili. Taisu definitely wasn't awake, nor was the rest of the field here. Perseguili is already going for the move immediately. Too far behind, too far behind. No chance for him just yet. Let's see here then. Some racing going on in the back of the field here. Zane Vos trying to defend his 14th position. Lost a few tenths to Vegas there at the front. But so far it looks like everything has been stable. Johan has overtaken Daigoro, now into P16. He's gonna have some mighty work to do in order to get back up to the front. Gaffa, as expected, is having a bit of trouble here trying to keep Perseguili and Taisu and the rest of the field behind. A big train there is forming up behind him. Although, let's be fair, his teammate Nevo is holding up the rest. Bibix having an argument here with Nevo over P6 at the moment. Nevo trying to catch up to the AM, who's already got 7-lap-old hard tires there. Yet, he is able to keep up with the front group. The Gaffa is surprisingly able to move away a little bit, giving himself a bit of breathing space. Now look at this here. Eye Blue lining up Taisu for a move for 3rd place in the race. Is he able to do that? No, too far behind and no DRS here, which means no ability to overtake just yet. Gilmove has now returned a bit late there as he would have fallen to P8. He was in a strong position, but no longer. The fight for the lead has definitely begun. Perseguili looking to start strong in his season. The second race here, trying to get as many points as he possibly can. Eating away at the lead of the AM, which currently got 25 points there, of course. Now look at how close everybody is here. A yellow flag as Vegas has spun. Vegas spun around at a place where, well, it quite often happens. It's a pretty easy place to spin there. Now then, let's see if Perseguili can now set up a move. No DRS just yet. It will be activated from now on. So next straight they'll be on, he'll have that ability to try and overtake. Gilmove now back in the race properly. His AI is no longer in control of the car. But Skykartoffel having a little look there for P9. Gilmove able to stay ahead for the time being though. Matty getting a penalty there, currently in P8. 3 seconds added to his race time for the time being. As Bibix is now very, very close to Evo. He's going on the inside actually there on his fresher and faster medium tires there. Well done, a strong move from him, although I say fresher, that's not entirely true. Nevo's tires are 1 lap fresher, but of course his tires are currently much faster. However, can he stretch this stint for 16 more laps? Same goes for his teammate Eye Blue, also the medium tires. Him, though both guys along with Daigoro currently on the medium tires. What can they do with that strategy? Vegas now fallen far behind the rest of the field. The only thing he can hope for is another safety car. But judging by the clean racing of this group, it's not very likely. Right the final corner they call once again. Now Persegili will of course try and make a move here. The gaffer going extremely defensive all the way, almost hugging the pit lane there. I don't think Persegili is going to have much trouble here. Already side by side and already passed before turn 1 even came up there. The gaffer now back down to second place. Of course, he's going to have to extend his stint a bit longer if he wants to make those medium tires last as strong as possible. Some incredibly close racing going on here as well, with Skykartoffel, Potato and Gilmove for 10th, 9th and 11th place. That's not the proper way to count, but who cares. As Potato is now going side by side with Skykartoffel. Very good try there, but not good enough yet as Skykartoffel is defending excellently. However, now that that's happened, he's losing connection to Gilmove for P9. Still within DRS range though. Of course, no move is going to happen here, although I see something coming up behind them. Yeah, look at this! Zainfast spun around again! Trying to make the move on Petsy. I think he's very angry now. He already was. And now he's even more angry. Oh man. A terrible day there for Zainfast, who's now in second to last place. Persegili setting the fastest lap of the race. Tyson's gonna have to hurry up if he wishes to keep that connection. The gaffer is in the way, literally. He needs him to move out of that way if he wishes to keep the lead car in sight. iBlue and the AM then fighting behind them. B-Big still on his medium tires as well, has now set the first sector in purple, as he's now side by side with the AM. The AM defending quite harshly there. B-Big's tried to go around the outside, didn't work there just yet. Using some ERS here, trying to go for a move here. No, just a little look then. Might he be able to pull it off in the back straight then? Seems very unlikely to me, although you never really know. Another spin as Potato has now spun, trying to get that 9th position, and that's pretty much his race over as well, unless of course there'll be a safety car again. That's very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. B-Big's very impatiently behind VAM, trying to get that move done. Of course, his tires won't last forever, and he knows that. He knows that. Now he's incredibly close behind. Here they go then, defending that position here, the AM. He's moving away from B-Big's actually. He's not able to keep up, as now Matty's trying to go for a move at Nevo, already ahead, and there he goes into P7. A good move from him there, despite his tires being a bit older, and Potato is out. Crashed at the pit lane there. Oh dear. No safety car seems to be coming from it though, so Vegas is out of luck. But he will move up a position, although it's only going to be P16. 3 drivers then out of this race. Potato very unlucky again. Last race he got that puncture trying to get the bolt strategy done. This time he's crashed. The gaffer now desperately trying to defend there, locking up, defending from Taisu. Having a swarm of cars behind. Look at this now, Taisu is lining up the gaffer for a move. He needs to stay close enough though. 3 10s. There he goes. On the attack. Although, it's not working out just yet. Instead, iBlue's closer to him than he is to Gaffa. But no moves are coming up just yet. But I do see something coming up here. Daigoro trying to make a move on Petsy. Does it work? Side by side, very tight there, squeezing a little bit, Petsy does there. But they're still side by side, and Daigoro on his grippier tires moving ahead into 11th place. Ferrari desperately trying to claw back a bit of points there on the Spanish Grand Prix, because they need it. They need it. More and more people wrapping up penalties as BBX has got another 3 seconds there. I believe he's now got 6 seconds. Making a race win more and more unlikely there as he's got a look there at VAM. Desperately trying to get past. Pushing as hard as he can. Which of course comes at that risk of extending those, exceeding those track limits too much. Going off the track and receiving those warnings and in the end penalties as well. I mean, look at this. He's close enough in the final chicane. So close that in the end he often loses out here. However, this time he's very close. And now both drivers using ERS. BBX then lining up the Alpine for a move. Is it possible before turn 1 comes up? VAM defending the inside. BBX trying to go around the outside and it doesn't work. Get a little nudge here from the AM. And he's got to give that position back. No P5 for BBX for now. And even if he does have it, he's gonna have to get 6 seconds away from everybody behind him. It's not looking good for him at the moment. And VAM knows that. Oh, speaking of which, he nearly loses the car there, pushing very hard. BBX trying it again in this very difficult sector, and he does it! VAM is having to go off the track pretty much there, and now he's behind him. Behind BBX now, sitting in P6. However, he can rest a bit easy, knowing that he needs to stay within 6 seconds, and with just over 10 laps to go, that shouldn't be much of a problem. That I'm pretty sure that's no issue for him today. Matty also with 3 seconds there. So, yeah, the AM might rest a bit easier knowing this. The Gaffer then, still out, still within DRS range, but his ERS is now starting to run very low. Persegidi still got plenty of that. And iBlue is once again trying to get a move done, not succeeding yet again. The medium tire strategy is currently not working out as he wishes to. As some stuff is happening then lower in the field here. Daigoro having a bit of a kerfuffle here with Skykartoffel now side by side. The grippier tires of Daigoro once again doing their job, but his ERS is almost run out. Then Skykartoffel defending round the outside. Now he's got the inside line. They're no longer side by side though. Daigoro now back into the points position. 1 point for now, still within DRS range of P9. Gilmove then 9th place at the moment. Already far behind the top 8 by 5 seconds. Apologies by the way if the stream is a bit laggy today. I'm not entirely sure what's causing it. Got no different settings here, so I'm not entirely sure why that is happening. Although it might be fine for you, but I do hear the sound cracking a bit, which usually means there might be a bit of frame rate stuff here. And there goes Nevo. Spun, pretty much done a 180. He now literally sees everybody going past, waiting for the opportune moments to turn around. And that's not good. Nevo fallen all the way down to P15, which of course is good news for the cars behind him, as now Gilmove, Daigoro and Skykartoffel have moved up into some more points. Zane Fast now back in P12. He's slowly regaining those positions he lost. But I highly doubt it will be a top 3 finish for him today. After that double spin, one of them caused likely by another car. And one of them, I don't know, maybe caused by his greed or maybe caused by a touch with another car as well. The Gaffa is now starting to fall behind. 23 laps on those hard tires. He might go for the softs in the end. He's gonna have to drive like a madman though if he wishes to keep up with the point position there. He's gonna have to drive like crazy. What will he do? Will he pit now? Yep, in he goes. The Gaffa, the last to stop for a fresh set of tires there. iBlue nearly losing his car. Now he's defending hard. Taisu finally he's managed to get into P2 only because Gaffa moved into the pit lane. iBlue immediately sensing an opportunity, trying to go around the outside on his still grippier tires. I don't think they're as grippy anymore as he thinks they are. And now Taisu can give chase to the race leader. Finally, although his ERS is very, very low now, trying to get past Gaffa all that time there. Gaffa moved down to P14 and as I said now moved down to the soft tires. However, he's far behind Petsy who's only in P13. Can he still claw back some points? He might just get the fastest lap, but that will not give him a point unless he finishes within the top 10. Persegini then laughing in his fist because simply Taisu's having to defend here and not able to catch up to him. Both AlphaTauris, P3 and P4. BBix is gonna have to get 6 seconds away from DAM. But DAM already got 3-second time penalty there, so that means he only got to move away 3 seconds now. However, this race is not over yet. There's still 8 laps to go after this one. What can DAM do? Because Matty is now also knocking on the back door here. Trying to get a move done, and here is something going on then. Here's something going on. I wish the Codemasters camera would be a bit better there. iBlue moving in second place now. Taisu's ERS pretty much has ran out. He's no longer able to defend purely relying on power there. I know he will not give up yet. Third place for now. However, BBix knocking on the door. Thing is though, he doesn't have any time penalties and BBix got 6 seconds. How about that? It might just be that Taisu's gonna let him through. No hard defending. Because he knows BBix will never be able to pull a 6-second gap, although he might not risk it yet because he might be on 2 warnings there, so yeah, it's a bit tough to decide here what you would do. Thing is though, Persegini is easily sliding away into the distance now, 2.3 seconds ahead of the person in second place here in the name of iBlue. Taisu now on the threat from the other AlphaTauri then. BBix trying to get a move here, getting ever closer, now side by side. However, it's 3 wide, nearly 3 wide there as Taisu manages to get back into the second place there. Extremely well done from him. BBix now ahead of his teammate and iBlue fallen from P2 to P4 in a matter of just 1 corner. And this has allowed DAM to close up to the group again. Matty following in P6 still. Now this is an exciting race here for second place. Currently, Taisu's got the best papers to do so, as iBlue is now behind his teammate again. Will BBix let him pass to attack? And that might be more points for AlphaTauri. BBix with his 6 seconds is not going to do much in terms of points for the team. What will happen? Taisu having to defend for his life though. His ERS is still extremely low. Persegini's got nearly half of his ERS left. As they're coming around the chicane again. Heading onto the main straight. Another yellow flag as Vegas has spun again. Disastrous race for him. Now he's about to be lapped. BBix then, is he going for a move? He sees the lights flickering now going around the outside. Look at that, brake just late enough to get an easy going round. Piece of cake for him. Taisu actually let it happen, I think, because he sees that BBix has got 6 seconds time penalty there. He knows his P2 is safe for the time being as BBix now sets the fastest first sector. Mostly because of the DRS, of course, and Taisu not defending hard. Now Taisu needs to defend from iBlue, though, because iBlue doesn't have any penalties like Taisu. Of course, he'll want to keep up with iBlue there. Oh, sorry, I mean BBix. The DAM in the meanwhile has hit 3 seconds. He likes to move ahead. While still under threat from Matty. In the Aston Martin of Matrix, so to say. Vegas going into the pit lane. I think he'll likely retire there. Maybe he won't. BBix now, surprisingly, sending the fastest lap on old medium tires. Now that is impressive. He's closing the gap. Persegili now is having a time penalty. 3 seconds there. Penzi getting a time penalty as well. Bibix is closing the gap. Or at least he's trying to. 2.2 seconds. That's what the gap's currently hovering more or less about. Can he still go for the race win with just 4 laps to go? Or 4.5 actually. He's gonna have to drive like crazy there in order to close that gap. His tires now getting really old. These are definitely no longer new medium tires. 16 laps old on the Spanish track. That's gonna be tough. Nevo now setting the fastest lap on fresh soft tires, of course. But that's much more obvious. Although it's only 3/10 faster than Bibix has. Who's on old medium tires, as said many times. Things are calming down just a little bit now at the front group. Taisu, though, is not giving up. .9 seconds for Bibix to go for the race leader. However, he'll need, of course, to go 3 seconds ahead of that race leader in order to still win the race. Taisu is now looking quite healthy for the win, because he needs to stay within 3 seconds of Persegili now. Let's see. The gap to the leader here is now what will be most important for Taisu. 2.4 seconds. He'll now likely desperately try to keep within proper range of Bibix. Bibix the only one who can deny him the race win. Ibru as well, of course. But Taisu currently, on paper, leader of the race. Thing is, though, it's now 2.6 seconds. It's slowly falling away. DRS, of course, on the main straight always helps. Bibix only 1.8 seconds away from the race leader. He can, of course, go and try and make the move. However, I highly doubt it will be effective. Unless, of course, he can make it happen that Persegili falls away 3 seconds. Which I don't see happening, to be honest. 2.5 seconds now. 3 laps to go. Matty then trying to go for a move round the outside, not yet working. However, he's gonna take more speed into these sets of corners. Still got half his ERS left, as opposed to the AM, who's nearly out of that. So next lap he might try and make a move then on the AM. Winner of last race, now fighting for 5th position. Bibix still racing for his life, hoping that Persegili will make some massive mistake. However, he will also have to hope that Taisu and Ibru will make a massive mistake. And Persegili in his turn is hoping that both Taisu and Ibru will make a big mistake here. Although Ibru is just outside of that 3-second range from the race leader. So can he do it? 2 laps to go for the race leader. And for P2, 3 and 4. VAM still defending here from Matty. Matty not yet close enough for a proper move here, although he's going side by side. No, he actually is trying around the outside. VAM defending here. He's gonna have to defend hard now. Still managing to stay ahead. Tires of his are 3 laps older than those of Matty, so he knows his tires are pretty much done for now. Iblu now within 3 seconds, well almost, of the race leader as well, so Persegili not looking good for the race win at the moment. He'll definitely fall down to P2 like this. Another yellow flag, and it's Gil Mauve out of this race, actually crashed. That's his race over. Once again, no luck for him. Deary, deary me. As I can see now, these 3 are incredibly close. This is the group where Gil Mauve was in. Was it a push Was it a spin? It's in the famous place where often people do spin, so that might just be the case. Skykartoffelen leading this group of 3 in the fight for P8. No DRS for him, however, DRS here for Strusiak and Zane. Strusiak is now going and try that move. His last chance now in the final lap, going side by side, trying to go around the outside. However, Skykartoffel defending the inside. A bit of a push and a spin there. Strusiak pushing Skykartoffel onto the grass there, or maybe Skykartoffel shouldn't have been there. Of course, that's not for me to decide, but it looks for me as if Strusiak pushed Skykartoffel a bit much there. And that means a free position for both him and Zane. And the Gaffa, who's now back into the points on his soft tires. Last chance then for Matty to get past the AM. He's gonna have a go. No, just a look. Just a look. Just a look. So then, I believe that's pretty much all action done there, unless something crazy happens here. Matty still trying to have a look here. It's pretty scary there for the AM, but he's holding on just barely though. And here he is, ladies and gentlemen, the race winner of the Spanish Grand Prix. I present to you Persegili. However, his race win will be taken away as Taisu manages to stay just barely within 3 seconds. 8 milliseconds! 8 milliseconds was enough for Taisu to take that race win nonetheless. Taisu then winning the Spanish Grand Prix by 8 milliseconds, simply because Persegili had that 3-second penalty and Taisu didn't. iBlue then coming home in 3rd place, BBX in 4th. The AM managed to hold on to P5. Matty in P6, Daigoro in P7, Strusiak in 8th, Zane, P9 and Gaffa all the way back into P10, Johan in 11th, Skykartoffel in 12th, Petty P13, Nevo in 14th, and Vegas then on a lap behind the rest of the field in 15th and last position. The non-finishers of today, Gilmove, Potato, Rocky and Revitalize. No points for Williams, no points for Aston Martin, no points for Red Bull. However, a good race overall. I think there will be a few instances for the FIA to look at. The accident with Daigoro and Zane. Zane with one of the McLarens, and Strusiak defending his position from Gilmove as well. Those might be things that the FIA might want to take a look at, of course, only if they have their race recorded, because, you know, from this point of view, it's always a bit hard to judge. There they are then, the top 3. Taisu as the winner, Persegili in 2nd place. Exciting race there. iBlue in 3rd place. BB's just missing out on the podium, but a much better race from him this time round. He'll be happy to gather those points anyway. A good job. Fastest lap there for Nevo, a 16.0, only 14th though, so no point for him. And that's it for today. Let's see if there is going to be any interviews though, so make sure to stick around, as of course we're always interested to see what the driver's point of view was on this race. So let's see if there's anyone interested. Waiting room 2 for interviews. Let's see. Ready for interview. Hopefully we will be getting some people for the interview, which would be very nice. I will move them into the commentary box here for their comments on the race. Let's hope we can actually get the race winner at least for his comments. Taisu there, hopefully. Maybe Persegili. Actually, anyone will do for some interesting views on the race. Looks like, though, currently nobody's interested yet, but do stick around. I'll wait a few minutes for the people to come round, as the session in the game is now ending. Fascinating race. Some good overtakes. Interesting places and things to commentate on. I hope I was able to get the action more into view a bit better today. I do believe I was able to succeed there. Who would be the driver of the day, though? That's an interesting question. I think I would personally go with Taisu for being able to snatch that race win from Persegili by 8 milliseconds. Just 8 milliseconds. Dear oh dear. Looks like iBlue wants an interview. He will have to join the voice channel though in order for me to be able to get him into our commentary box here. It looks like the ready for interview channels are actually locked, which is a bit of a shame. PCF2 at the bottom, let's see. Taisu unfortunately not able to do any interview, so let me move into this. Yeah, there you go. Just moving into another commentary box there, and that works. iBlue, can you hear me?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you just well. I hope the viewers can hear you too. So yeah, that's a P3 for you.
Yeah.
How was that?
A pretty intense race. My neck really hurts.
Yeah, then you really pushed hard, didn't you?
Yeah. Last week I had no time to practice for Bahrain because I just got the new PC, so I could stream. And this week I had more time, and it worked out well.
It definitely did, yes. The safety car came out around midway in the race. How was that affecting your strategy and race?
Actually, I was going to pit the exact lap, but it actually helped me because I jumped like 3 or 4 cars when I pitted. And I thought I could win the race, but the DRS train was too strong and I was running really high wings, so I couldn't overtake the hard.
It was definitely difficult. And then, of course, Bibix, your teammate, was there as well. Strong points for AlphaTauri today, of course. How was the fight with your teammate? Did you want it, or did you decide to let one another pass at some point?
I knew he was really fast, so I wanted to let him go and follow him with the DRS, but unfortunately the Alpine overtook me as well, so it was in between us. And then he won the race. But it's good points, so I'm really happy.
Okay, very good. You were 6/10 away from even a place higher, as Persegili had a 3-second penalty. So that would nearly have been P2 for you there. So well done, and congratulations. Here's hope for some more points for you then.
Yeah, thank you very much. Just a fun fact for the future commentaries.
Yes.
Me and Johan were playing together in Tier 10 last season.
Tier 10?
We were fighting for the championship there.
Ah.
Johan won it there, so he's my main rival.
Okay, interesting.
So it's good that he got P11 in both
races.
You're
currently beating him comfortably, so good on you.
Expect more from him, I don't think.
I do hope so, yes. So far, he's probably a bit disappointed in himself, I think.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. But anyway, well done to you, and keep your rivalry healthy then.
Thank you.
Right, cheers.
Thanks for having me. Bye.
Bye-bye. Let's see if more people want the interview here. Let's hope so, because of course I'd like to have a bit of more opinions on several moments in the race. For example, I'd love to speak to Zane, who's had a double spin. Both of them caused, I believe, by another driver. But it looks like this is going to be it. I don't think there's any more drivers waiting to come in for an interview. Maybe you might speak to the AM or preferably one of the top two. Well, interviews or not, it was an interesting race nonetheless. Thank you for tuning in tonight, and let's hope for some more interviews next week. Hope you enjoyed tonight's race. It was a good amount of fun. Plenty of things happened on track. Let's see what the FIA will say about certain accidents, incidents. And let's see who will be leading the championship after this race. If my calculations are correctly, I think Taisu will now lead the championship. So that's still good for Alpine. Not so good for the AM. Taisu then leading the championship for now. Alpine still, I think, leading the Constructors' Championship for the time being. However, next week will be difficult, as I think from the top of my head we will have Monaco. So definitely tune in next week. Make sure to not miss that race, because it may or may not be carnage. It might either be a very boring race or a very interesting race, but from the looks of this group, it will probably be the latter. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will happily greet you again in the next race. Next week, same day, same time, different location. Good night.